Sometimes by mistakenly we are touching.
Standard mode, sir.
Okay.
Then it will go to like that. Then no, don't to panic. Go to sailing mode. It becomes to normal.
Okay.
And here, sir, sir, my opinion, do not change anything. आप चेंज करने जाएगा कुछ हो गया, then it is very difficult because it's happened before also.
Now what you do?
I shown setting inside what I had done.
Okay.
आपको कुछ होगा, if you want to do it, अगर आपसे हो भी गया.
No, I don't want to change anything.
नहीं sir, अगर हो भी गया in case, then don't panic, sir. Go to the other, see the settings and do it.
Okay. Other ecdis.
Yes sir. जैसे प्लानिंग मोड आपको दिखा रही, आपको ये एक्नॉलेज करना पड़ेगा सर. इफ यू आर नॉट एक्नॉलेजिंग एंड कंटिन्यूटी, देन थोड़ी देर बाद वो क्या अलार्म आपको तंग करना शुरू कर देगा. एंड सर एक और चीज, व्हेन यू आर गोइंग फॉर द बर्थिंग एनीथिंग ना, व्हाइल द पिकिंग अप एंकर, स्टॉप द एंकर वॉच. यस, अगर आप एंकर वॉच रखेगा, इट गिव कंटिन्यू अलार्म.
Okay.
If the anchor watch,
how will you stop anchor watch? This.
Same sir. Here.
Press on the bow.
Yeah, press on the bow. Then we will put the anchor watch. Again, same repeated. We will press here. This is the define anchor watch. When we will press on this thing, then it will goes.
Okay.
Or if any alarm, suppose it is, sir, I will tell you, it's happened. Okay, sir. When we are dropping anchor, so see, sir, it's coming like this. Your vessel will drag. It's coming. Then it become to. अभी ये हो जाएगा, अपने आप रेड आ जाएगा. ठीक है सर. ये 1 मिनट इसको होने दीजिए, वो रेड आ जाएगा अपने आप.
Okay.
Then the alarms come.
Okay.
आप उसको रिसेट भी कर देगा, बट यू आर नॉट एक्नॉलेजिंग, स्टिल इट इज रेड ओनली. वो आपका सर्कल कभी येलो नहीं आएगा. फर्स्टली यू विल गो टू अलर्ट्स, देन दिस acknowledge the alert, then it will come to yellow.
Yeah, okay.
That is more important.
Okay.
Yeah, I take time, sir.
There is other ecdis also.
Yes, sir. This is main master and this is backup, sir. I had done both this chart also. This
Okay.
exercise.
So this is for uploading the routes. So we are going into the e-global ecdis and adding the route, preferable route for you voyage. First we go to load. We are going to load the route which is already feeded inside the ecdis. Okay. So after feeding, you have to select the routes. You can see by the list you can select the routes one by one, and you can change the route's name according to your voyage numbers. So for example, you are going to Paradip or Paradip to Damra, whichever you want, you can select according to the voyage number. You change the voyage number, whether it is ballast or loaded, you can change it. Whenever you change, you make one duplicate copy. So you are making one duplicate copy and copying the same one and adding into the rename. So once you rename and added the voyage number, you can save it. It is very clearly shown in this space bar. The saving button is there. After saving, you can close. And once you select these routes, you will get all the coordinates which is listed below. Coordinates you will get course over ground distance between two waypoints. All these data you will get very easily. the distance, also the ETA for the intended voyage, also the for this particular voyage what is the speed is mentioned. According to that speed the ETA will be given. The ETA, two ETAs will be displayed on the left side of the screen. One is for the present speed voyage, another one is for the speed which is determined by the company and charters and owners. That comes around approximately 11.5 knots. Okay. So once you have fitted your passage and you have added into that, after you will be saving it. Okay. So once you saved, you can again recheck the routes. You can recheck the routes by going into the same routes. You have said, for example, voyage number 15 ballast. Okay. So now you are going to recheck the route in the eGlobe ecdis. By selecting this preferable buttons there. Okay. The rechecking of the routes will help you for correct any error in the passage plan. For example, you have not updated sailing draft, that will indicate you the present sailing draft is mentioned, it's not changed. Every voyage you have to change around 10 to 15 datas. If that data is not changed, automatically the ecdis will give you alarm. ecdis will give you the alarm to change that data, particular data. Okay, you have to change, for example, anti-grounding setting, depth counter, all this for the maybe next port is a tidal port. So you have to update the whatever the dates you are arriving, the tidal predictions you have to update. So then only the alarms will not come. Okay. So in this ecdis screen, the latest corrections also are updated, and the corrections is clearly mentioned on the ecdis screen. Maybe sometime areas, the area which you are passing, you will be having the firing practice area. Those firing practice areas should be avoided, and they will be given the border line for the firing practice. So that you have to clearly mention that correction. And also if you keep some paper notes also, that will be well good and enough. Maybe for next upcoming officers, next takeover officer will be very easy to handle the watch. So that now you have updated the route, now you are checking the route. So it's getting checked by ecdis automatically. Now you got the percentage 100%. Once you got the 100%, you can cut the screen. After cross checking all the data, now you can save you can save it. Now you have saved it, and you can close this route. Now you have saved and closed it. Okay, now go to sailing mode. You were in the planning mode before, now you are going to sailing mode. Once you went to the sailing mode, you can cross check the distance to next pilot boarding, next port pilot boarding also you can cross check. Before cross checking, you go to nav setting. In the nav setting, you can cross check your waypoint routes what you have selected. Okay, that routes once you select, after selecting you will allow the ecdis to cross check the dangers and approaches. Maybe all the approaches all will be informed. Okay, and sometimes the cross track errors will come. The cross-check errors limits you have to set when you are approaching and leaving R bars. Okay, all those limits you have to set manually, otherwise the alarms will come continuously. So you have to, every time you have to adjust the alarms. And when you are approaching, your depth is reducing, depth alarm also you have to set. The same way, if you are not setting the depth alarm, the alarm depth counter alarms will be coming frequently, and you have to keep setting on every time. Even though you are in a pilotage, you have to adjust. So better it's to set all the depth counter, anti-grounding setting, and echo sounder settings. Everything you have to set before the voyage itself. It will be well and good. So after that, you will not get any tensions to correct the alarms and all. So once you selected the alarm, you cross-check whether your passage charts are there. You have to manually go and check and whether it is passage charts is selected or not. Or if you want, you can select one more time. If you are having doubt that this is not picking up the chart automatically, so you can select the charts manually. Okay. So now you selected the chart manually and go back to previous screen. That is that anti-crowding setting, the approaching watch, everything. Now the vessel is on the berth. You can see the vessel is near the berth. If you are in anchor, you can do the anchor watch setting also. So now the passage plan is feeded and all the routes waypoints are feeded. You can cross-check by increasing the range scales like this, and you can adjust the range by in your hand itself. So next port is Paradip. Paradip approach you can see clearly. So you can go up to the pilot boarding point. Okay, up to the pilot boarding point you will get a full head speed. So from the pilot boarding to berth, you have to maneuvering speed you will be coming. So before pilot boarding, you have to mark the 1 hour notice, 2 hour notice to engine room. After 1 hour notice, 2 hour notice, there is another mark is call master. This marking you have to cross check with the master. After only you have to mark. So now you can check the distance to next waypoint next port waypoint pilot boarding ground. You just press your one of the finger there near the pilot boarding ground point. That waypoint 2 is the pilot boarding ground. There you just press your one of the finger and keep on pressing it. So this is like you have zoomed inside, and you can check the next entrance of the channels. Waypoint 13 is the entering the channel, and here the port and starboard buoys, which is numbered 10 and 9. The set of buoys, next set of the buoys will be 8 and 7. Okay, you can see the depth also 16.8, 17.9. That's all. So you have to keep pressing your finger. Once you keep pressing, it will be that to know the distance, the two label will come. Waypoint label, another one is waypoint table. Okay. You have to do slight pressing only, not very hard pressing at all. The ecdis screen is very sensitive, so you just press it. Slight pressing only you have to give. You should not give the long press and all. So when you give the slight pressing, you will get the distance. Yeah, you have to press very slightly. Now you got the waypoint table and waypoint label. So you touch the waypoint label, you will get the distance to next pilot boarding ground. Yeah. The distance to next pilot boarding ground will be appear on the left side of the screen lower part. So now you got the DTG. DTG you have got. Yeah, distance is 304 to the next port, pilot boarding ground. Okay. So this distance you just keep in your hand. So maybe for this voyage you will be adjusting the distance by the captain information. Some captains they want to give the same distance whatever coming in the noon time according to your speed. Some captains they want to increase the speed. They want to show that the vessel is doing this good speed. So they may adjust the distance and ETA. So you can just keep this distance in your hand. So after that noon time you can adjust with coordination with the master. Okay. Please listen this all this information carefully because this is going to help, because nobody will come and help you in the ecdis operation. It is not a paper chart. You have to do this. So now you have the menus, chart loader, view alarms, other settings and all. Okay. So you can see the fairway buoy. Most probably these ports they will ask you to come northeast of the fairway buoy and ask you to drift. If they have berth, the pilot will be boarding immediately. If the berth is getting delay, you have to drift. Or if the berth will be getting more delay, you have to drop your anchor. Okay. So you can find all this data in the screen itself. Okay. By reducing all this data, reducing the screen, you will get all the information same what you will get in the chart and all. Okay. So this you can see in the displays the other vessel data also. For example, energy, glory, DCA, dredger. So other vessels names will be appearing. If you click the target, you will get all the data of the particular ship, whether they are in moored or they are in berth, they are in the movement. All the data you can see. Normally you will get the berth location. Mostly the planning is done berth to berth or very close to berth also, no problem. So you can make the planning like that. Some make this if you touch the berth a point that will give an alarm. Compared to JRC and other Furuno and all, E-Globe is very easy to handle. This E-Globe system is very easy to operate. Thank you. So this is the passage plan format of the company format, which contain our 4 to 5 pages. Our first pages will be giving a waypoints list from port A to port B. The waypoint list will be initiated. All the headings on the yellow color, rest all will be in the white columns. The list will give you the each direction, course and speed and distance. The next page is the passage planning. Passage planning, the routing information from which port to which port you are going, and the voyage number you will get. and via which sea, Bay of Bengal or Indian Ocean, Malacca Strait, whichever you are passing, you have to mention that sea. Via what sea you are passing that. The first column is voyage number, and second column is the port of origin. Next column is port of destination. The routing information. So all the safety counter and other information will be added in this. The departure info, present port info, departure draft, distance to next port, full air distance from pilot to pilot, from berth to pilot, and pilot to berth distance also informed. Okay. And what are the GMT from the next two ports, from port of origin, port of destinations, will be added. Admiralty charts list, what are the volumes used, the sailing directions, notice, Admiralty list of radio signals, routing charts, all data you have to consider and relevant to the voyage. If any marking notes you have to add it, you have to add in the passage plan. Tidal informations, you have to cross check the tidal information by whether the port A and port B is a tidal port or not. If it is a tidal port, you have to take the local tide table readings, and you have to mention which number is that, which is the lowest tide, what time is the lowest tide. All those timings you have to consider in Admiralty tide table volume 3. Also there is one more tide table, is Indian tide table for Indian distance, and the volume 3 is used for this, and routing charts and Admiralty list, all these to be added. Also this weather report, weather warnings, all these things will be added in this passage plan. Piracy attack, if anything is there, and which station you have to call for a rescue. All these things to be added in the passage plan. Passage plan will be informed by the volumes. What are the things you have to add in that volume 3 will give you the clear detail. Charts used for this voyage and the Admiralty list used for this voyage, sailing direction, list of radio signals, pilot, outboard pilot, inbound pilot details, calling channels of the pilot, port informations, all must be you have to added in the passage plan. The Admiralty list of tide tables volume 3, you take the information and you add. With that information, calculate the squad calculations, UKC calculations for both the port A and port B, arrival port and departure port. You have to do the tidal calculation, also the squad calculations. Squad calculation will be changing depend upon your speed of the ship. So according to the speed of the ship and chart datum, effect of the tides, you have to calculate it, and for each draft static water depth they will be informed. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you for like and subscribe. Also share to some of your friends. Will help others. So now in this detail you have to calculate the depth of the water for the squad calculation, UKC calculations, angle of the lift, how much it will be in the approach and departure routes. For the each speed you will get a different squads. That squad you have to mention on the table, which is the format approved by the company. So whenever the PSC comes, they will check your passage plan whether every detail is submitted or not. It's better to cover all the details, most probably whatever you have. If we can cover the additional detail also, that will be good enough, so that the surveyor who is coming for inspection, he will be very happy. Whenever the survey comes, first you will ask the surveyor ID and cross check the surveyor ID. If you do that, surveyor will be very happy, because first impression is the best impression. If you are asking the surveyor ID, you will be very happy, because the duty officer is very strict, so he will be strict in the other job also he will be considering. So like this tabular column, you will be having, each company is having different tabular columns, so each tabular column you will be updating your datas. By informing the datas, you can collect all the other details. Yeah. Scott calculation is very important for the every voyage, arrival and departure, because when the pilotage time, the pilot will be asking this squat list to understand the movement of the ship. He particularly need, especially in the tidal ports, they need this calculation specifically. So always keep ready this calculation by updating all data. Whenever you update the data, please cross check 2-3 times. There should not be any falsify by entering the wrong details. Always cross check your sailing draft, arrival draft. So if you cross check and update the data, so that will be very nice. So now you can find the static water depth is 15.5. Normally you have to keep the clearance of 1 to 3 meter. For a very tidal, high tidal port, you can keep 1 to 1.5 meter clearance UKC. If you keep more clearance also, that will be very nice. For Panamax vessel and Supermax vessel and all, it is